and it's time for him to finally go home. Bob Casey is wrong for Pennsylvania. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
The Vault is coming to you one final time this year at Betty Lou's 2 in Commodore. Hundreds of dollars in cash and prizes are waiting for you inside the Vault. Our first Vault at the YMCA was a huge success, and our next Vault will be October 5th at Betty Lou's 2 in Commodore. You must be qualified to attend. There are two ways. Tune into your hometown radio stations Monday through Friday, or register at these participating businesses.
YMCA of Indiana County, Betty Lou's 2, Sam Lotson Books in the Indiana Mall and the Galleria Mall, Blairsville Beverage, Tire Express, Lorelli's Jewelry, and Lias Tire, Marion Center Farm and Feed, Johnston Nursery Landscaping, and Mr. J's in the Galleria Mall.
Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to unlock amazing prizes. All the details are available on any of our Renda Media websites. Head over now and find out how you can be a part of the action this summer.
Win Power 500 lottery tickets during the Oldies Attic Saturday mornings 9 to noon. It's the new scratch-off game from the Pennsylvania Lottery with 20 top prizes of $50,000. Pick up a game and play today. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly.
It's the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. So Trista Long is in the studio with us, and I got an email from Trista last week introducing me to a wonderful young lady named Jasmine Mock, and we're going to meet her as a group today. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you both with us here today, and you did that in harmony. Very nice.
We work really well together.
Very nicely done by both of you. So, Trista, you've got CrossFit Gym.
Yes, we're located inside the S&T Arena, and we're coming up on our 10-year anniversary in October.
Wow, 10 years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so how long has Jasmine been a part of the gym? How long has she been going
2021?
there? 2021 was when you first went there. What brought you there, Jasmine?
So I had been living in Florida for about 6 years. I'd moved there in 2016. And while I was down there, I had experienced quite significant health issues. I had gotten down to about 69 pounds. And during my recovery, coming back from that, I met up with some friends who were doing CrossFit, and they said, this would be great for your recovery. So I went, and I was just watching that day, and I was quite upset that I did not actually participate. So the next weekend I went, I started participating, and I fell in love. I like heavy weight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you'd been an athlete before.
Yes, I've been an athlete since I was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started martial arts when I was 4 here in Indiana, and then I just kind of did a little bit of everything: soccer, track, softball, basketball, pretty much everything that United offered. And I did a few things outside of that, like horseback riding and whatnot as well.
Yeah. So you're originally from Brush Valley.
Yep.
And you live in Indiana now.
Yep.
And for folks who are watching on Facebook, they can see that you're in a wheelchair. Folks here on the radio probably they don't know that. But someone in a wheelchair and CrossFit Games, we might think, well, that doesn't match up. But Trista, it does.
It does. We scale and we modify, just like if you came to me to my gym and you said, hey, I have a knee injury. So her and I, we had a really open discussion, and we said, let's work together. Let's learn from each other. Tell me what feels good. Tell me what is challenging. And if you need extra help, let me know. I don't want to coddle you because she doesn't want that. No. I want to challenge her. So we work really well. We had open dialogue. That's how we developed a really great coach and athlete relationship to make her what she is, a games athlete now.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that in a couple of moments. But Jasmine, I want to ask you, when you watched that first session that day, and you weren't participating, but you wanted to get right into it, were you sort of, I don't know, cued in to the fact that Trista could have something to offer to you, that if you worked with her, explained what you were about and what was going on, that she'd be able to help?
So whenever I had figured this out in Florida and decided to join, I really didn't have a gym that accepted me, per se. I just kind of did it on my own. When I moved to Pennsylvania in 2020, I had been looking for a gym that would take me on. And I contacted Trista, and after looking around at other gyms to see what they had, I had called a few, and they did not want me to come in and participate because I was in a wheelchair and it was a liability concern. So I emailed Trista, and I kind of, told her what was going on, and I just had a good feeling knowing that, she's been in the community for a while, you're a female coach, and that means a lot in the fitness world. And as soon as I saw her website and sent her an email, I was instant. I knew she was going to be the right person.
Yeah. So, Trista, tell me about the Adaptive CrossFit Games. What are they?
So this is a first year for her division that's seated that they're actually having it in person. So what this is, it's in San Antonio, Texas, and they're inviting all of the adaptive athletes. Some have upper extremity, some have lower extremity, and some are in the wheelchair. Some have neuromuscular disorders. So there's all types of different divisions. But for the seated, in the past 2 years, she has done it from our gym virtual. So the first year she did it, she was in 8th place. Last year she was in 4th place. So we're looking to hopefully podium this year at the games. And she has 2 events on Thursday, 2 events on Friday, 2 events on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday finishing. So we leave next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week. Now, people watching on Facebook, again, they're going to see, Jasmine, your right arm is in a cast.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
they're
it
going to
is.
say, they're going to say, now that has to affect what she's going to be able to do.
No.
No.
It might, but I'm not going to let it.
Oh, there you go.
So the cast comes off Friday. I'm going to be put in a splint right after that, and that's what I'll be competing in. I broke my wrist 2 weeks ago training for the CrossFit Games. I was doing a race, essentially, and just hit some uneven terrain and took a nice tumble and broke my wrist straight up and down the bone. But it's a really good break. I can already bear weight on it, so it's good to go.
Not going to affect you.
No.
Man, oh, man.
One of those situations, if you could just put someone in a bubble for a week.
That's so true.
But we're rolling with it the best we can, and we're working with her physician in the best way to make sure that she's safe. And we're also traveling. One of our other athletes at the gym is an RN, so we have a nurse traveling with us as well.
All right. So, Jasmine, what are the specific competitions that you're going to be involved in San Antonio?
So we have a few workouts that have been released. The one that I can remember right off the top of my head is called the Stadium Trials. And in the Stadium Trials, we do 3 different exercises. The first is a 1,500-meter row on a rowing machine. The second is a 1,500-meter ski on a skiing machine. And then the third is a 1,200-meter wheel, which is what I was practicing that day. That's one of the workouts. You have to do it as fast as you can. You have to get a time under 35 minutes because that's the cap. And for 2 of the sections, I have to get through it in under 9 minutes. And when I did it last week, even with the fall, I came in at 26:06. So doing pretty well with the workouts. There's a couple other ones that involve we have to take 60-pound sandbags and throw them over a 4.5-foot bar and do that many times. We have to do pull-ups, rope climbs, sandbag carries, tosses, deadlifts, everything. It's a lot of functional movements and a lot of heavy weight.
Even with the wrist coming just out of a cast.
Yep.
Oh, I like tough people.
She's tough.
I like tough people. So you, Trista, are training her.
Yes.
And I would assume that you had to actually design programs specific to what her competition is going to be.
I adapt all of our workouts to modifications that work for Jasmine. And it's a trial and error, right? When we had open dialogue, I said, I've never trained anyone in a wheelchair, but I'm willing. I'm willing to learn with you, and I'm willing to grow with you. And we developed a really good relationship. So, if you follow our social media, we show workouts that our athletes are doing, and we show some of her doing side-by-side stuff. They're doing jump ropes yesterday. She's holding split ropes to the side, and she's going just as fast as they are. They have box step-ups where they're stepping up and down on a box. She's taking a dumbbell from the floor, putting it on the box, mimicking the same movement that they're doing. So, and the whole idea of it about CrossFit is a community. Everybody together, everyone working together, doing hard things together. So we don't want to exclude someone in a wheelchair from the community. So we adapt the workouts so they fit for her. just like we would do it with anyone that came in with an injury.
Yeah. Jasmine, when you go to these competitions, this will be this is your first in person.
Yes.
So will you meet people that have also been doing it virtually and you've seen them over the last 2 years? You finally get to meet them in person?
Yes, I finally get to meet them. I have been in contact with at least 6 other athletes that I'm going to be competing against and with at the CrossFit Games. One of the friends that I've made, she's actually just one place ahead of me in the standings right now. So I'm definitely looking forward to meeting her and beating her.
Friendly competition.
Friendly competition.
You're going to mind game her, are you?
No, honestly, I really don't care where I place. I'm just really excited to be there. All things considered, I'm just glad that I'm going to be able to compete.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just want to take a moment to thank, we have so many local businesses in the area that sponsored her t-shirt. We developed a t-shirt for her. So many, I'm going to highlight them on our social media, that have sponsored her to make this trip possible, because it's not cheap. And it's not something that's paid for, that she has to pay out of pocket. So we have to raise the funding for that. So all the businesses that helped, we're really grateful for that.
Yeah. Folks can still help, I would assume.
Yeah, people can still make monetary donations if they'd like. Everything goes through the gym, and I help her with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful opportunity for you, Jasmine, and I'm sure that now we have something else to watch. That we've had in this county this year some amazing athletic performances. It's we've got state championship swim team. We've got a team that went to the world championship in softball and almost won it. And we've had state championship basketball teams head out to Hershey. So now we get another chance to watch a championship athlete in performance. It's going to be fun.
It's been a great year for women's sports
It really
in Indiana.
has. Yeah, it really has. Will we get a chance to watch online or in some other way?
Yes. So they will stream on CrossFit Games YouTube channel, and probably on any of their social medias. There will be ways that you can watch the stream.
And the competition begins for you when, Jasmine?
It begins September 19th, I believe, in the afternoon. I don't have a specific time, but it's in the afternoon on September 19th.
Yeah. Wow. Can't wait for it. Can't wait
exciting.
for it. Ladies, thanks so much for coming in to talk with us about it. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Best of luck on the trip, too.
Thank you so much.
I'm jealous you get to go to San Antonio. It's the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and it is a Tuesday morning. Coming up, our first school visit of the year with Purchase Line. That'll be happening in our next half hour. It's Indiana in the Morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Boomer Sports next, presented by S&T Bank, People Forward Banking.
Dad, I'm broke.
Hey, broke, I'm Dad.
Dad!
Don't you have cash saved from babysitting?
No, I spent it. I want my own bank